Into the world we're reaching out to show them who you are. So living water flowing through, God, we thirst for more of you. Fill our hearts and flood our souls with one desire. Sing along! Just to know you and to make you known. We lift your name on high. Shine like the sun, make darkness run and hide. We know we were made for so much more than ordinary lives. It's time for us to more than just survive. We were made to thrive.
Right now in Iraq, Christians are being targeted. Their homes are being marked with the letter Nun, the Arabic letter Nun, to symbolize that they follow Jesus Christ, that stands for Nazarene. And they're being given 4 choices. And that sounds like so diplomatic, right? 4 choices. Choice number 1 is pay a tax and you can stay here as a Christian. But if you've ever studied world history, that doesn't work. It always ends in bloodshed. Well, what's choice number 2? Well, they can convert to Islam. But for those of you who know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, who truly have a relationship with Him, you know that's not a choice. Someone can't come up and put a gun to your head and say, stop loving Jesus. It doesn't work. It's as ridiculous if somebody ran and put a gun up to my head and said, stop loving your wife, Catherine, and love this woman over here. It doesn't work like that. I've given her my life, and forever I will be her husband. I will always love her. And in the same way, in a greater way, I've given Jesus Christ my eternity, and I will always be His child. And so that's not an option. So what are the 2 options facing our brothers and sisters over there? Leave or stay and die. And so many of them are choosing to leave. What do you think are the emotions going through their head as they leave most of their family, as they leave their houses, as they leave their possessions, as they leave their bank accounts, their job, everything they've worked for? They don't have the cash surpluses that most Americans have. They can't move to another country and be okay. When they leave, they've probably never been outside of their region before. They go with nothing and they start with nothing. What do you think their emotions are? Bitterness and anger towards their government, towards the terrorists, towards other governments for not stepping in and helping. But don't you think there's a temptation there to become angry and bitter with God? Lord, I've given you everything. I've given you my life. I've given you my family. And this is the thanks I get. Don't you think that temptation's there? If we're honest for just 1 minute, we can all become angry with God in times like that where you're being squeezed because of your faith. I don't know what you're dealing with this morning. You probably haven't been run out of your home for your faith, but maybe you've been persecuted at work. Maybe you're being persecuted by a family member because you claim to love Jesus Christ and everything in your life revolves around that relationship. But whatever you're going through, James chapter 1 verses 1 through 4 speaks to it. In fact, the whole book of James does. James is writing to a group of Christians who are going through pretty much the same thing our Iraqi brothers and sisters are going through. They've been run out of Jerusalem. They're having to move to foreign countries where they probably don't speak the language, at least not well. They're leaving everything, including their job and most of their families behind, and they're starting over. And James is writing to them and saying, wait a minute. Don't get angry. You serve the risen Savior. You're a child of the King. Don't focus on your emotions. Don't focus on what's right in front of you. Focus on the eternity that you have. Focus on true joy, which has nothing to do with our emotions this morning. And that's the message James is going to preach.
Joy unspeakable, faith unsinkable, love unstoppable, anything is possible. Joy unspeakable, faith unsinkable, love unstoppable, anything is possible. Joy unspeakable, faith unsinkable, love unstoppable, anything is possible. Just to know you and to make you known, we live We know we were made for so much more than ordinary lives. It's time for us to more than just survive.